Hi, this is your host. Today we're going to talk about something that seems very simple, but when you think about it is actually quite complex. It's the idea of negative space, or the space around your food on your plate. You might be thinking, why would I want to leave empty space on my plate? Isn't the goal to fill it up with deliciousness?
Well, yes, of course. But the space around your food is just as important as the food itself. In fact, it can make or break a dish. Here's a great example. We have two plates of food that are identical in every way, except for the amount of negative space around the food. Which one looks more appealing? The answer is clear. The second plate with the ample negative space around the salmon and vegetables wins hands down. It looks clean, it looks elegant, and it makes you want to eat it. Now, the first plate with the salmon kind of spilling over the edge, it looks messy and unappealing. So why is negative space so important? First, it helps to balance the colors and textures on the plate. Take a look at this plate of pasta. There's a lot going on here, and it's all in one color. If we add some negative space, we can balance out the colors and make it more appealing. Another reason for negative space is to let the food breathe. When we place food close together on a plate, it looks like it's competing for attention. It looks like it's fighting for space. We want our food to be relaxed and comfortable on the plate. We want it to have some room to breathe. When we give our food some negative space, it looks like it's taking a pause. It looks like it's enjoying the moment. That makes us want to savor it more. Also, negative space can make the food look bigger. We all love big, juicy burgers, don't we? So if we give it some negative space around it, it looks like it takes up more space on the plate and therefore must be bigger. Of course, the burger isn't actually bigger, but sometimes it's fun to pretend it is. Now, you might be wondering, how much negative space should I leave around my food? Well, there's no exact science to it, but I would say anywhere from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch is a good rule of thumb. Of course, it depends on the size of the plate and the amount of food you're serving, but that's a good starting point. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I get it. Negative space is important, but how do I actually achieve it? Well, it's actually quite simple. Just use the right plates. If you choose plates that are wider than your food, then by default, you'll have some negative space around it. For example, this plate is clearly wider than the salad it's holding. So even if I move the salad to the center of the plate, I'll still have some negative space around it. And that's exactly what we want. Now, let's look at this plate. This plate is smaller than the portion of spaghetti it's holding, so there's really not much negative space to work with here. If I try to move the spaghetti to the center of the plate, it's just going to spill over the edges. So in this case, I need to find a bigger plate. Remember, negative space doesn't have to be boring. It can be filled with something else, like a sauce or a garnish. For example, this plate has some nice white space around the burger, but it's not empty. There's a little bit of sauce there, which adds some color and texture to the plate. It also helps to tie everything together. I hope I've convinced you by now that negative space is a valuable thing. It can make or break a dish. So the next time you plate up your food, take a step back and look at it with fresh eyes. Does it have enough negative space? Does it need a bigger plate? Can you add a little sauce or garnish to make it pop? With a little attention to detail, you can turn a boring plate of food into a thing of beauty. And remember, you don't have to be a master chef to make beautiful plates of food. Anyone can do it. All you need is a little know-how and a little practice. So give it a try and let me know how it goes. I'd love to see your beautiful plated dishes. Share them with me on social media. Just tag me and I'll take a look. Thanks for watching. See you next time.